Right then, it's a walk around video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 2.2 EX diesel, and it's a manual car. This is in fact my wife's car. This has been our family car for a few months, but now is the time to sell, as we always do from time to time. And it's a lovely car, covered just 67,000 miles, full service history, finished in white, which always looks good on these cars, especially with these side steps which you see on the vehicle here. The black privacy, black bumpers, black glass roof, when combined with the white, looks absolutely lovely. Go around the car for you. The front of the car, very clean and tidy. Lights and lenses are clear and intact. There's no cracks or condensation on them. Bonnet looks very clean in terms of any indentations or otherwise. Near side of the vehicle, very smooth in the panels. I can't see any obvious indentations in the panel work there at all. Near side front alloy, generally good. Just a tiny bit of pickling around the valve stem, which is quite common actually, but generally very good. Near side rear alloy, again lovely, exactly the same as if one on the front end, in all honesty. The only mark on the car in terms of it's obvious, just the side step there, just caught on something slightly, but it's neither here nor there. Certainly not bothered us in the slightest. The whole point of the video is to pick up on what I can and where I can. From the back, and very clean. Go to the off side of the car, driver's side, and very smooth in the panels. I did see one tiny little indentation, which I'm going to try and find it where I can. Offside rear alloy, again, lovely. Just the usual little pickling, as I always say, around the valve stems, very common. And then the final alloy, the one on offside front. One that's probably got a few more marks just around the outside edge, but a lot of that's just, I think, the sort of tyre they put on when they change tyres. So yeah, just find this little indentation. It is very small indeed. It is somewhere, I'm sure it's here somewhere, can't quite see it anymore. But there is one there, I'm sure there is, but it's not big enough to be able to spot right here and now. Coming into the back now, enormous amounts of rear legroom in the CR-Vs. And leatherwork is in very good condition. What essentially is a 10-year-old family car, and they can be quite often very beaten about, but this one has done rather well. Let's come to the front of the passenger side, and all clean and tidy. Passenger seats in very good condition. Finally, come to the driver's door card. Again, very clean and tidy. Footwell areas again very clean. I must point out there is a full set of original mats with this car. They've just been cleaned, basically. That's all. We're just waiting for them to come back. Driver's seat again in very good condition for the age and mileage of the car. So inside the car now, as always, I have the engine running, so the dashboard can be seen illuminated. Dashboard is in lovely condition. You can see there, sat nav working exactly as it should. Just pop the car into reverse. You can see again, reverse camera working exactly as intended. So we'll just walk past the back of the car there, and then show you the dashboard binnacle. Hopefully you can see 67,982 miles, and there are no warning lights on the dashboard at all whilst the engine's running. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock wheel nut key, all here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 2.2 EX diesel. This car's registered LS13FTF with a mileage currently of 67,974 miles. The reason for all of our videos, and especially actually this road test section, is to ensure that if anyone's online looking at any of our cars, they get to see them in operation. The reason we feel it's important is because we know just how frustrating it can be to go and see a car which can look absolutely fine in photographs or description, but only to get there and find out it's got an obvious fault that shows up when you drive the car. So hence that's why we do it. Also done on these very quiet country roads in this wonderful part of Gloucestershire. This forms actually part of the road test route we take our customers on, and the hope is then it'll be representative of what you'd feel yourself should you be offered a test drive in the car. So coming to the car, a very well looked after car, but also one we know very well, because this is, as it says in the advert, this is my wife's car, one she's been using, and obviously now and again they come up for sale, and it's time for this one. It'll be a sad loss because we love this car. It drives absolutely beautifully. It's been very well maintained. It's literally just been serviced. It's just gone through an independent MOT with no advisories whatsoever. In our ownership, we put some new front discs and pads on the car a very short while ago. The old ones were perfectly good, but they were just older, basically. But that's pretty much it. But just to go through the usual things as I always do, starting with the engine, push button start, starts instantly, it settles to a smooth, even idle. I love this 2.2 engine. It is an absolutely beautiful unit. It is so smooth and quiet in operation, but it's also so tractable. Unlike so many diesels in this day and age, which are basically one-trick ponies, you get in them and you think they're quite quick, but then the more you drive them, the more you realise actually it's almost a bit of an illusion. You put your foot down and they go like mad, but then they tail off very quickly. You've got to change up to get back into when the turbo's at its most efficient, and can be quite frustrating, and it'd be very annoying when you're towing in particular. I'm now just about 1500 RPM, uphill at 4th gear, touch the throttle, and the thing picks up and goes, but will keep going. That's the difference, and also very, very smoothly. It is a glorious engine. Worth pointing out, there are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car. Temperature gauge running at a 3rd, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Honda vehicle, but in essence absolutely spot on. Clutch and gearbox, clutch and car, bike point is exactly where it's meant to be on one of these, and it's lovely and smooth in operation. The gear change, as is always the case with these CRVs, is utterly brilliant, almost better than it needs to be, dare I say it, for this type of car. It's much more sporty in feel than you'd normally expect. Quite often you get cars like this and they can be sort of lifeless, long throw, vague gearboxes. This is the opposite of all of that. The gear lever's mounted up nice and high, the actual plane of change of direction is perfect, but the actual gear changes are just beautifully done. The synchro mesh is lovely. You feel the gears engage even though it's cable operated. It's just one of the best gearboxes you'll ever use. Absolutely superb, and that feels exactly as it would have done when it was new. There's absolutely zero wear in it. Steering of the car, tracks dead straight, by the way. There's no vibrations at this speed or any speed up to legal limit. But again, a fantastic setup, because what Honda are trying to give you ultimately, this is a family car. It's not a sports car. Ignore all the road testers that say, oh, they're a bit dull to drive, they're a bit this, they're a bit that. No, basically what they do, given their design criteria, is utterly brilliant. You've got beautifully weighted steering. It feels substantial, it feels solid on the road, very confident. When you turn into corners, it's relatively quick geared, so it's hardly have to move the steering wheel much at all, and the car's moving. But it's got a really it's very precise and accurate, but it's no, it's not sporty, but it said it's not meant to be. The chassis itself, again, because it's trying to achieve ultimately two things. One is a comfortable ride, which it does brilliantly. It's very well damped, very comfortable over pretty much all surfaces. Only road imperfections like sort of potholes will catch it out as it will any car. This surface here, by the way, is like the surface of the moon. It's horrendous, but it rides it very, very comfortably indeed, without any kind of clonking or rattling. But the other side of it, because some manufacturers go for a pillowy soft ride, which when you go on test drive, think, oh, this is so lovely and comfortable. And then as soon as you start going on holiday to Devon, North Wales, where put it through some corners, the car lurches through corners and they get lots of body motion, whereas this doesn't. When you turn it into a corner, it settles really nicely. So rear seat passengers in particular don't get kind of that motion sickness, and my kids suffer terribly from that, and they don't in the CRVs, which is why we've had so many of them. It's brilliantly done. Brakes, by the way, are absolutely fantastic. As I said, we've done new discs on the front, so you'd expect them to be good. There's no pulsing or vibration, nothing like that coming through the pedal at all. Inside the car, which is in very, very good condition, there's despite my family's best efforts. These are lovely places to sit, which is why we love them. Basically, you get in them straight away. You can drive them very easily. It doesn't intimidate in any way. But what you've got is fantastic visibility all around the vehicle. I can actually see the bonnet of the car, which is a minor miracle in the modern world. You've got these huge wing mirrors either side, which means sort of lane changes, things like that, very easily done. Everything else, for a start, is beautifully put together. No squeaks, no rattles, sat-nav, simplicity to use, dual zone climate control. It blows out ice cold air, by the way, all working perfectly. All the dials, every button you press has that wonderful quality of actuation to it. It's just a very well laid out car. Dash in front, simple, easy, legible dials, and there's lovely sort of leather bound steering wheel, which feels great in hand. This is a four-wheel drive version of the car, by the way, albeit you don't do anything, it does it all for you, it's automatic. So basically, if the front wheels start to lose grip, sorry, I do apologise, I left my phone on. You basically, it just senses when you're going to need the rear wheels to come in, and it just brings it in automatically. It's ingenious. So you're running in two-wheel drive most of the time, saving kind of tyres and fuel and that kind of stuff. But all operating perfectly. I'm being nitpicking, because one aspect of these cars I've never really liked. They have auto lights on the cars, which has auto dip, and it is ever so fussy on this one. We've had it on all of them. I hover with my hand over there just in case it goes onto main beam just as you're passing a car, and this one seems to be worse than most. And very occasionally it comes up with a little light that says clean or there's water on or spray on top of the radar that's built up here. Again, it just seems over fussy. I've checked, there's no condensation in there. I did say it's very intermittent. You just turn the car off and turn it on again, it goes off. So it's neither here nor there. But the whole point of the videos is to pick up any issues, no matter how trivial they may or may not be. But in every other way, this car drives absolutely like new. It's as tight as a drum. Wonderful car.